Okay, so I am here inside the greenhouse. I think this one here is Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. And look at my lettuce, they're doing great. I have some white onions and yellow onions in here, and some cayenne peppers. I have tomatoes on the pots, and strawberry. I will be hanging them soon. And more strawberries on the ground. I'm not quite sure what kind of strawberries these are, whether ever bearing or it's just a spring bearing. And these are beets and green lettuce. And here I'm not quite sure whether these are mixture of cauliflower or Brussels sprouts, but it seems like they are cauliflower. And in this pot here, I put a seedling of sugar baby watermelon and more tomatoes on the pots. Tomatoes on the pots. And these ones here are, let's see. So hopefully I will plant them after the May long weekend. Yeah. Okay, so greenhouse is basically my phase one of my gardening. I have other garden beds outside, and this is lemon, an indoor lemon supposedly, and this is calamandin, or the Filipino lime, calamansi. We like using this in the Philippines. Yes, and there's lots of blooms and lots of calamansi on it. Same as the lemon. There's also lots of blooms and some lemons coming out pretty soon. Hopefully we have green thumbs on working on this. Okay, so I will take you to the next garden bed. Okay, so here is the first vegetable raised bed that we made. Okay. These plants here that are now on the garden beds, actually we started them from the greenhouse. So these are part of the onions that are still in the greenhouse. My first time to plant onions, so we'll see how lucky we can get. In this bed, garden bed, I have planted sweet peas. I think they are snow peas and some sugar snap peas. So that's garden bed number one. This is at the side of the big garage. We also have a raised garden bed on the side. So this area here, I planted assortment of tomatoes. And I think I'm just gonna make this as the tomato garden. The halfway anyways. And probably the other side, more veggies like maybe eggplants and hot peppers, bell peppers. And I also started sowing some corn in here, like those area here. Those are corn. I planted corn, alternating with the tomato plant. But then I found out that corn cannot be grown together with tomatoes, because the corn has the tendency of having corn worms, and this is not good for the tomato plants. So again, I guess I just have to wait until they germinate and sprout, and when it's ready for transplanting, I will probably transplant them to the other garden beds that we have. So I am now taking you to the garden bed number 2. This is the second rest garden bed that we prepared. And so this is where I moved the beets, and I am not quite sure whether these are the Brussels sprouts or cauliflower. Yeah. And we also started to have a compost area right here. We also planted a few bushes of blueberries. That's 1 blueberry, that's 2 blueberry, and that's 3 blueberry bush, and here's another one. I'm not quite really sure with these blooms, whether these flowers, whether we are going to get blueberries this year or maybe next year. Well, hopefully we will get some this year. And we also grabbed some raspberries. But of course, these raspberries will not give fruit this year. It would be next year.